Hey everybody, this is Josh and welcome to the Landlord Harassment Channel. So I decided to make another video just going over the stuff that Brooke Farmer, the community manager for Haverkamp Properties here in Ames, has done to me since she's been my personal landlord over the last year. Said I've been on this property 8 years, but Brooke has been kind of running it for the last year or so, just over a year now. And now I'm not going to do any in-depth analysis here because you can get that from my other videos. So I want to make this kind of as quick as possible. But just so people know, if like people only know from my last two videos what I'm talking about, what I'm about to explain in my video is what I'm talking about. Okay? So as you guys know, I've been a quiet paying tenant here for 8 years. I don't give anybody any trouble. I keep quiet and I expect the same of my neighbors around me, which I don't believe is too much to ask. Brooke does not feel like I have any right to address the noise issues that are constant in this building. So here's the things that she's done to me in the last year. And by the way, this is only half of it because I don't want to make this video too long. But I'm going to tell you like this. If anybody else besides a landlord had done this to another person and done all this to another person, especially over the course of another year, they'd likely be in jail for stalking or at least menacing. So here we go. Let's run this down. Bogus behavior reports based on made-up rules. Now, this started in January of last year, January 2022, when I had initially started complaining to Brooke about the continuous noise coming from upstairs, people letting their older children run around. And Brooke eventually got sick of me complaining about it. So she started telling me that she's not going to do anything about it. And not only that, but I am no longer allowed to do anything about it myself. So I'm not allowed to knock my neighbors' doors, not allowed to hit the ceiling to get them to stop making noise, not allowed to leave them notes, anything. These were rules she made up specifically for me. She didn't impose them on anyone else. She never has. But she decided to impose them on me for whatever her hang-up about me is. So I got what's called a notice to quit on my door a couple of days later when I told her, no, I'm not going to put up with those rules. You're my landlord, not my overlord. I have the right to communicate with my neighbors, blah, blah, blah. I've talked about this in other videos. Okay. So these notice to quit, and the notices to quit do have a threat of eviction on it. So the way it was written would make a reasonable person think that they're facing eviction if they don't, comply with the landlord about whatever the landlord wants them to comply with. She also fined me, literally fined me. The rental system here is set up so that a landlord can fine you for real or perceived rule violations, which means that they can digitally add a fee to your next month's rent. So like if you pay $700 a month usually, they can add $25 or $50 to that as a fine. And now you're paying $725 or $750 instead of $700. So Brooke not only put notices to quit on my door, but she also fined me for basically standing up to her and telling her that she can't just impose random rules on me. Since then, there has been numerous threats to evict me, as you guys know. Every time I try to do anything about the noise in here, Brooke finds out about it, and she either puts like a 7-day notice to quit on my door, or she emails me, or she shows up at my door or something, which takes me to the next thing, which is she has shown up at my house unannounced, uninvited, for the sole purpose of trying to intimidate me. As a matter of fact, when I opened my door, she spent a good 10 minutes trying to basically bully me into passively accepting the noise situation in here or leaving. When I started this YouTube channel after she showed up at my house, that was like the final straw that I was going to take from her. She sent the police to my door very soon after that, for the purpose of trying to intimidate me into deleting this YouTube channel. She has reached out to my neighbors several times to get them to report on me. Like, she sent them emails and stuff saying, hey, if this guy leaves you a note or hits the ceiling or anything, let me know. I'll take care of it. In the meantime, she's not sending any kind of email to the people who are making the noise that are causing me to do these things in the first place. But anyway, she's reaching out to neighbors about me. She has also slandered me to my neighbors. She has said things about me to make my neighbors afraid of me, leery of me, things of that nature. And I know this just from interactions and things of that nature. She has encouraged neighbors to call the police on me. So let's say the upstairs neighbors are just pounding and pounding and pounding for like 2 hours, right? And I finally just hit back a few times with my broom to get them to stop. She's encouraged them to call the police on me when I do that. She also makes sure that nothing gets done about my complaints. My complaints get buried, and when I do talk to someone from the office who isn't her about one of my complaints, if she finds out about it, she will stop that person in the office from addressing my complaint before my complaint has a chance to be addressed. Like, as soon as she finds out it's me that the person is doing the other office person is doing the favor for, she'll stop it in its tracks. This is all really creepy, to add to all the stuff I've talked about in my other videos. Like I said, she seems to know every move I make in here. She seems to be breathing down my neck in any way she can, and that's the feeling I've been living with for the last year. It's very, very creepy. I'm not just going to lie. And I don't use that term a lot. I hate that term. I think that term gets overused today. But this really is on the creepier side of things. Like, there's been stuff even beyond this. Like, there's been at least 2 or 3 different occasions where I've had just like a 1 or 2 minute conversation with another neighbor, just bumping into him in the hallway or whatever. And then Brooke will ask me why I was having whatever conversation with that neighbor. She'll ask me about, and these will just be like these quick conversations. You know how you run into your neighbors and you might chat for a minute or two? And if there's a problem going on in the building, you might ask, hey, do you know where that problem is coming from? There's 2 or 3 different times that Brooke has asked me why I talked to such and such neighbor about this or that. It's like, how the hell did you even know about that conversation? And how do you keep finding out about the smallest conversations I have with my every interaction? How do you know about my every interaction that I have with my neighbors? So yeah, that creeps me out. You know, every morning when I go and do my like exercise walk that I do, I walk for like 40 minutes, sometimes 45. I walk by the office. I do like laps around these buildings. And every time I see Brooke's car, 2 feelings run through me. The first is like the slap in the face feeling, just that I mean, I can't believe she's still working there after upper management knows about her behavior against me. Not only that, but they actually promoted her. She was like an assistant manager when she was doing most of this stuff. She's not like a full manager. So every time I see Brooke's car, it's like a slap in the face to me. That's like Haverkamp telling me, we don't give a darn about your rights. We don't care what Brooke did to you. She's our girl. We're going to stick with her. But every time I see Brooke's car, I also get a threatening feeling, a feeling of being threatened, what I mean. Because it's a constant reminder that she's watching me. And she's watching me as closely as she can in order to find any reason she can to, threaten to evict me or write me up or fine me or whatever. This has all taken me to a dark place mentally. I didn't think I would be in this place, but this is where I'm at. I have no positivity inside me right now. None. And I mean, how do I put this into words? I've maintained my positivity for most of this year from all of Brooke's shenanigans and everything like that, but it has now been over a year of being constantly stressed out about Brooke, wondering what she's going to do next to make my life harder in here. And so I've finally just been put into this dark place. I'm actually starting to legitimately hate this person. I'm talking about, I don't mean when you just say you hate somebody, I'm talking about the actual feeling of hatred. Like the actual emotion of it. I haven't felt that emotion in a long time. There's a lot of people I don't like, but there's nobody I really hate. But that's the feeling I used to have, like when I used to run with like maybe gang members and somebody did something to one of us and we wanted to go retaliate on one of them, or the feeling of hatred that I had for like my bullies or people in like my family that have done me wrong in certain ways or whatever. I haven't felt that emotion in a long time because I don't want to. I've let go of a lot of that stuff. But little bits of that emotion of hate are creeping back in. I don't want to hate, man. Hate wastes your energy. It saps your energy. It messes with your life. It messes with your head. But here I am starting to feel a true hatred for an individual. But when you mess with someone for over a year, there's negative side effects. Now, I'm not telling you guys that I'm crashing and burning, because I'm not. I'll get through this. I'm good. But it's been a long time since I felt just like no positivity in my daily life. But Brooke has finally taken me to that place. And this is the feeling that she's probably wanted to create within me, because she's probably felt that once she created this feeling within me, I would bow down and beg her to break my lease or something like that. She doesn't realize that feelings like this don't make me go away. I'm not like most people. Most people, they try to win the battle by not allowing themselves to break or not allowing people to see them sweat or whatever. I do things differently. I fight no matter what. So when you put me in a bad place, I'm still fighting. As a matter of fact, it strengthens my resolve to fight more. When you see me sweat, okay, you saw me sweat. Guess what? I'm still fighting and I'm still putting 110% effort into my fight. So you can sit there and trip on my sweat all you want. I'm still fighting. That's just who I am. So her plan is, going to backfire on her down the road when I figure out a way to get some legal justice against her. And again, I want to make it clear, because I know Haverkamp's going to watch this and they're going to twist my words. I am only seeking perfectly legal justice. not street justice or nothing like that. Today is my day that I celebrate 21 months of clean and healthy living, 140 pounds off. This is my monthly anniversary for that, and I can't even really enjoy it. I'm not even really feeling any sense of joy right now, and I should be, but I can't because Brooke is on my mind all the time because of everything I just told you. Well, Brooke, you know what? It took over a year of your harassment to get me to this place, so you've messed with a strong man. So, congratulations, you've got your little victory, but so what? I'm going to win in the end. But yeah, I'm in not a great place right now because of Brooke's constant harassment and stalking and threats and whatever. This is what I get for being a quiet, paying tenant for 8 years. Because somebody has developed an unhealthy obsession or an unhealthy fixation with me and just wants to cause me trouble any way they can. That's all for today, guys. I'm going to try to enjoy the rest of this day as much as I can. Bye. Oh, Cash App's link down below. Please show your love, obviously.